everybody. Let's see. Me and my technique. I hope I'm on the right side today. It looks like it. Okay. Can you guys see all right? Looks quite all right to me from the brightness. You can see that nice little piece we are working at the moment. So for those people who don't know me, my name is Angela Bailey and I am the owner and creative energy of Elfen Helden. We are located nearby Frankfurt in Germany, and we are a Dixie-Bell premier retailer. Brand new, because Dixie-Bell just came to Europe, I think for about 3 weeks now, 4 weeks at the most, and those are very exciting times to basically use those paints. And in the background is my cat, as per usual. She's always got the last word. So anyhow, yes, my shop is located nearby Frankfurt in Germany, and the link is, I think it's above in the post, you should see it. So if you need any Dixie-Bell paints or supplies, you're more than welcome to visit my shop. Otherwise, please contact Dixie-Bell to find out about your local retailer. And yeah, the piece I'm working at the moment, the people who joined me already the last time, they've seen that piece and they already heard about the idea behind it. This little side table was basically saved from the waste, and I'm building it up at the moment. And the idea behind it, you've read it in the post, is inspired by Kenny Roberts. And Kenny Roberts was basically motorbike racer for Yamaha in the 70s and the 80s, and he was racing for them, and the racing colors at that time were yellow, black and white. So his bike was in his colors, and I think his racing suit, his leather suit, was also in his colors. And Yamaha, still till nowadays, is basically using those colors for special editions for their bikes. And so is one of our bikes from my boyfriend and myself. We both riding in Yamaha XJR 1300. And he's got a special edition of those in this, can you see that? Oops. This, yeah. In exactly those colors, and this is basically my inspiration, which is going to be at the end on this table. You can see we started already the last time. We've had the yellow from Dixie-Bell, which is Colonel Mustard. It's a nice rich yellow, and we also have a rich black, which is called Caviar from Dixie-Bell. And the third color we're going to use is Cotton, which is a pure white. And the specialty about those colors, those paints from Dixie-Bell, is that they are a chalk mineral paint. They are very environmental friendly, and I can tell you I've been working with them for the last couple of days, and I'm somebody who's like very sensitive from the skin and is like gets allergies very, very quick. And I'm not using any gloves or anything, and my hands are not dry, and I don't have any blisters or anything, so this is absolutely great. I can really recommend it also to people who are a little sensitive to paints. So today the plan is, I've already put the second coat on of the paint because I thought we just move on a little bit. I've already prepared my stencil, which is going to go on top of it at the end. I don't know if you're gonna make it today because I'm gonna paint the top first, and I like to have it dried properly before I put something on there. Those stencils, as I also do t-shirts and stuff like that, I do have like a cutting machine, so I can do my own stencils and stuff like that in a bigger size also. So whoever of my friends over here in Germany needs for their painting a stencil or something like that, just shoot me a message. I'm sure I can help you out there then. Yeah. So I'll put that to the side for the moment. And those are the waxes which I've got planned using at the end for sealing the piece. Put those to the side also. And let's start with the top. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can put them down in English or in German as you wish, and I'll answer them probably later because I need glasses to see them on there. But anything I miss, I'll come back later and I shall answer your questions later. So whoever is watching, just let me know where you're watching from, and maybe there's somebody from this area also. And if you, just leave in the comments where you're from, and if you maybe already used the Dixie-Belle paint and what you think of it. So the top is going to be, I said already last time, it's got like a little mark here in the middle, and it's got like a watermark and stuff like that. I'm not too worried about that at the moment because it's going to be like a bit of a rustic piece at the end anyway. But I'm going to use this middle line here to get like the pattern later on. So it goes something like this over the black line over it, so we won't hopefully see it at the end. So I might be with my head a little bit out of the picture, but that's not that interesting. I think it's more interesting that you see that piece. And I'm just going to take that up at the moment for now to get the straight line. I probably just taping it for now. It's pretty much in the middle of the line. I'm going to use that. Just like this. Crease in here. So for me it's also basically a premiere with those paints from Dixie-Belle. When I started a piece, that was the first time I was actually using them, and I absolutely love them. They're so easy to work with. Let's just smooth it down a little bit. Something I don't like. Where is my sponge? There it is. I think I must have put something on there. I don't really want that. I'll just clean it up and get the dust off. What I've done to that piece before, you don't need any preparation basically when you use those chalk mineral paints from Dixie-Belle, but what I've definitely done before is that I've cleaned it properly to get any grease or any dirt off. You don't know where the pieces have been before, and this one is obviously pretty old. You don't know if the people were smoking or whatever, and all that stuff is basically on the surface. So before you start putting on anything, any paint, just make sure that you clean it properly, and then you can get started. Now, just gonna get that dust off from the sanding just now. And as I said, if you have any questions, just let me know. And for every single color we're going to use a separate brush also. You've got to shake it well before you start, and that's it. It should be fine. So as always, I'm first going to use the paint out of the lid, and I always like to work with a damp brush, so I just sprayed a little bit. Got a spray bottle here to have it a little damp, which makes it easier to move the paint. So then I'll just get it on here first, and then I'm going to smooth it out. The Dixie Belle paints, chalk mineral paints, it's a self-leveling paint, meaning that it's going to settle down a little bit, and brush strokes and stuff like that are gonna smooth out by themselves. While the nice thing about those paints, what I really like, is that you can really get a bit of this rustic effect, and they dry to a really flat finish. So if you want to have a shiny finish or something like that, you can put a top coat over it. Dixie Belle also has several top coats, and if you want to have a glossy piece, you can use their top coat in glossy, which really gives a nice sheen to it. And they also have one which is it's called satin, which is like not that glossy. It's just got like a nice, as it says like a nice satin finish. And then they have one which is a flat finish, so it really keeps the character of this paint. And just gonna dampen that up a little bit. It really keeps the character of that paint. And the third coat they have is called Gator Hide. This is basically going to be the one I'm going to use, because Gator Hide is like, it leaves then a really hard finish on the piece. So if you use it to put drinks on or stuff like that, it won't harm the surface. No, it's the hardest drying top coat Dixie Belle has got. So now I'm just gonna keep it down to move the paint a little bit. Just going back and forth. Obviously we're going to do a second coat. It's got really good coverage, but light colors on a darker ground, underground, you're going to need two coats. But you can see yellow is usually a very difficult painting color. It's already covering nicely, very nicely. That's one of my artist brushes yesterday. This is basically what's left over of it now, but it did the job. This side. And the piece has got some nice curves to it. So when we later on finished with it, you can enhance some of the corners and stuff like that, which will be very, very pretty. So you can see the inside I've done in black. I was thinking about doing everything in yellow, but at the end I decided to do it in black because the sides of the piece, they are see-through. So it's basically when you then look from the outside, you can see like the black going through, shining through, which is you can see a bit more the sides, the side panels of the piece. So this is the yellow, the first coat, and we are going to leave that for now. Maybe I use my hairdryer in a minute. Let's see. But I'm going to move on first, because you can see the piece has also got some nice carvings on the side here, which I like to get out also, and I do that in a technique which is called dry brushing. And as I still got a little yellow on my brush, I'm going to take that really off, and let's see, I'm going to need mine. I'm going to use that also to make sure I'm getting all the paint, or most of the paint off. Because you want to have hardly any paint on your brush. Then you can go very, very lightly over those carvings. Let's see which side I'm going to do. What you don't see best. I start with this side here. Can you see that what I'm doing here? Just those nice carvings, and I'm just going to go lightly, very lightly over it. And you can see those carvings gonna come nicely out. That's what I like to see. Exactly. And you try something like that yourself. If you don't like it, it's only paint. Just grab your paint, paint over it again, and try it again. That's no problem. So got some nice this feet at the bottom. Got to be careful. I've got some boxes under here. It's like difficult to find the right place to put it so everybody can see and I can still move around, and especially on you. I'm gonna get to the. Just gonna do a little bit on the feet, not too much. It's almost just like just to get the character, a bit of character to it. Okay, it's gonna fall on my head in a minute. Don't need that. That's it. So I really want to keep the black. This is it's a very nice and deep black, which is not easy to get with chalk mineral paints also. And so whoever is like shooting on later, we are working on this piece in racing colors from Yamaha from the 70s and 80s. And basically it's a guy called Kenny Roberts who's racing for Yamaha in the 70s and 80s. That's where those colors come from. And as we have one bike in those colors, my sweetheart has one, I thought I'd do that piece in these colors. And you can see, the people who've seen it before, in the first post I made about it, I have the picture of the original piece in, and I'm always amazed basically what you can, how you can transform like a former very old-fashioned piece into like a very modern piece at the end. Just go very, very lightly, just to accent this a little bit. You don't need to do much. Well, I don't want to have much. Just like to give it a little character to those calves and curves, and just think really pretty. I like those. That's it. And can you see that basically? I'm going to have later on some pictures in Facebook, so you can some close-ups also, so you can really see what how that was done. As I said, I just only want to do like the top and the bottom, and the middle is going to stay nice and black. Just do the one back here, and when you pop on, just say hello and tell me where you're from. I'd love to see that people are watching from. And last time I was wondering, nobody was on, and I was basically on the wrong page, and I think I confused some of my friends because they didn't quite know what it was about. That's about it. That's about the yellow I want to have on there, not more. It's fine. I think I'm gonna get the hairdryer out for a moment, just to, because I really would like to do I don't want to overwork it. I'll just get the hairdryer. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. Do have some. Don't worry, I'll be back. Not throwing everything around. It's one of my easiest. Hang on. Okay, turn that around. Sorry guys, gonna be loud for a second. I want to get the second coat on here. So I'll do it to the front and do the white. Yeah. Dry. This is the other nice thing about those paints, that they dry really, really fast, and you can just like get on with your project, whatever you're doing, which is Very good. So, let's back the second coat in there. Just need to dampen that a little bit again. You're probably thinking, what's she doing? She's first drying it up and then she's going to make them wet again. I always like to work with a little bit of a damp paint. You can really work it nicely and a damp brush. And still you have to be a little careful that you don't reactivate the paint from the first coat and take it off again. So this is Colonel Mustard. That's the paint color from Sidetable and is the perfect, it's a perfect yellow for this project. This is exactly what the Manfred's XJR is basically in color. Just going to more. So you don't need much paint. It's just can see some nice coverage. Just work it around those corners. So hi guys, who's just popping in later. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments. You can leave them in German or in English as you wish. I shall answer them later. I am a woman and I am able of multitasking. But this is only my third life and I'm still awfully nervous. So, especially painting in front of everybody is new to me. So, if you like it, leave me some hearts please. If you don't like it, don't be too hard on me. I really appreciate every support I can get from you guys. That means a lot to me. And you can also feel free to leave any nice comment if possibly and share this post if you'd like to. That would be great. So that's this. I like that. And take this off for now. As I said, this is not about perfection. This is going to be a bit of a rustic piece anyway at the end. The main thing is that we have those colors in yellow, black and white in behind there. Just put the color mustard to the side and now we're going to get the cotton out. Cotton is a pure white from Sidetable. And just open that up. You always shake it well before you open and use the paint, because it is with chalk and mineral. And hang on, I think I just got to turn the sound off my computer. That's it. So said, I'm working with this paint now for a couple of days because it's brand new in Germany. And no, I always, when I paint, I've got the paint always all over my hands and everything. Down to my brush again. I'm gonna use the Dixie Belle brush. It's the mini angle now, which is like, as you can see, angled. And I want to see if I can get like a nice line towards to the yellow there, how that works. But first I'm going to use the paint out of the lid because I hate wasting anything. Ooh, nice coverage. What's that? And for every color, for every paint color, you should use a separate brush, just that you don't contaminate the colors with each other. And even I've got the paint all over my hands and stuff like that. I've got very sensitive skin and I'm allergic to a lot of things. And I don't have any problem whatsoever. I'm not wearing any gloves or something like that. And my hands are perfectly alright. So you don't need much paint, you just like put like a little paint on there and then you go from there. Just gotta work it a little better. The line is not going to be perfect in a minute towards up to the yellow. It's no problem because I'm going to stencil over it, because basically the pattern which is going to go on is going to be something like this. My biking friends, they know that pattern and I'm sure they like it. If you like it, let me know. So, I see some of my biking friends on here also. Are you still riding or is your bike already in the living room for winter? Just let me know. Like for us, I think Manfred has already taken out the batteries for winter time. So they're both in Marburg where he lives. So people who know me, they know that we are having a long distance relationship for about 8 years now. And Manfred lives in Marburg and I live here in Frankfurt. And he's awfully patient with me because I'm always working. So let's see if I can get up to that line with that brush. Should be possible with this nice angled brush. Yes, this works nicely. So, if you're wondering, I'm painting always, sometimes with my left hand and sometimes with my right hand. I think I managed to set the camera up so that that you you probably can you read this? This should be now the right way around. The last time I think everything was like mirrored, so you couldn't read anything. So at the moment I'm painting left-handed. But it could well be that I swap in between, and later on I'm painting right-handed, and then I swap again. So this is at school at the time. I really wanted to be concentration there. I really wanted to be left-handed, and we had a teacher which was like traditionally, she was an elderly lady, and really there was a time where they let the kids be the way they wanted to be, either right-handed or left-handed. But she was like really old school, and she didn't allow me to be left-handed. So therefore, there's a lot of things I'm doing. Look at that, that works really well with this angled brush. I like that. It's just a little bit of concentration, just if you're wondering, but I'm going to go over that line anyway with black. This is my stenciling, so I'm not too worried about that. So, that's it. There. And around there. Just going to do the corners. The paints are self-leveling, so whatever brush strokes, they're still gonna level themselves out when the paint dries. There you go. Just gonna do the side here. Anybody from the painters watching? Hi guys. Oh god. Cold fingers. See a lot of my biking friends. They're all wondering what it's going to be at the end. It's winter time, so we're just like gasping everything which has got to do with motorbikes and getting some ideas. So winter just started over here in Germany. We had about 5 degrees today, which is like absolutely freezing. I'm not a winter person. I don't like that. So, out of it. There's going to be a second coat later on. So we'll leave that drying at the moment. That's it. So, one of my friends, she wrote me earlier. She said, it's only you who can have an idea like that, putting Kenny Roberts on a piece of furniture. I'm like, yes. I'm like, because our bike, the XJR's 1300, unfortunately, Yamaha doesn't build it anymore. This, in my eyes, and I think whoever is on from my biking friends agree, it's the most beautiful, beautiful motorbike on it. This is a naked bike, and it's so beautiful, and it's got so much power and strength, and it's so much fun to ride. And there's no plastic on it. It's a real motorbike. So that's why I said we've got to keep the spirit alive, don't we, guys? Okay, leave the white, and I am leave the white for now. What's the time? Oh, guys, I don't want to bore you too long. I think I shall. Don't want to bore you too long. I hope you found it a little bit of interesting. And there's going to be a third part when I'm going to put basically the stenciling on top of it, and there's also a little bit going to be done to the sides, so it's not going to stay plain like that, just to give a little bit of a character to this webbing. And I'll basically let you know when that happens. As I said again, this video is going to be up on Facebook later. I've got a totally dry mouth. Excuse me. Gotta drink some tea. I'm sorry. Ooh. So, whatever questions you have, you can leave them in the comments, either in German or in English, as you wish. Leute, wer Fragen hat, gerne in die Kommentare reinschreiben, komme ich gerne auf euch zurück und beantworte die euch. Für alle, die vielleicht irgendein Projekt zugange haben und irgendwas streichen wollen oder wie auch immer, diese Farben, die Dixie-Bell-Farben, das sind Chalk Mineral Paints, sehr umweltfreundlich. Ich vertrage die wunderbar. Ich mal hier ohne Handschuhe und so weiter, und ich habe normalerweise echt Probleme, dass ich Blasen kriege, Pickelchen, was weiß ich nicht was, mir die Hände aufplatzen, und ich habe jetzt die letzten Tage viel damit gearbeitet, noch ein paar anderen Sachen, und vertrage die echt super. Und das will was heißen. Ich Mimöschen. Ich fühle mich hier immer am besten mit Motorradhandschuhen und eingepackt, dass da nirgendwo was rankommt. Wie gesagt, wenn ihr Fragen habt, gerne in den Kommentaren lassen. Ansonsten die Farben habe ich auch im Shop. Wer da Interesse hat, kann da auch gerne schauen. Und ja, dann sage ich schon mal Dankeschön, dass ihr reingeschaut habt. Ich hoffe, das war ein bisschen interessant für euch. Und ja, dann freue ich mich, wenn wir uns demnächst wiedersehen. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate you being here and supporting me. And that's very important for me, and I'll see you next time. I'll let you know when I continued this little piece. Thank you, bye bye.